Hi everyone, welcome to our 40 Days AWS course. Today is our day 1 class where I will discuss what is cloud computing concept, key characteristics of cloud, hands-on demo, infrastructure codes, PaaS and SaaS, public versus private and hybrid cloud, real-world example, and I will show you the AWS use of DevOps perspectives. So before I start the class, just a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe this channel because after complete the AWS course, we will also create a 60 DevOps course and lots of things we'll discuss in this channel. So you'll get lots of benefit if you subscribe the channel. So I'm requesting you to subscribe the channels. So let me start to this class now. So first of topics is what is cloud computing. So I put here simple definition. Cloud computing means using computing resources like server, storage, network, database over the internet instead of owning physical hardware. So instead of buying a server, you rent these things from cloud provider. So before cloud, it was our traditional uses. So company need to buy physical server, storage, network devices, data center space, cooling and electricity, and they need a IT specialist who maintain these things. So what is the problem of this traditional service? Very expensive because we need to buy lots of things, physical server, storage, network, and we need to person to maintain those things. So it's very expensive and slow to scale. So like if we want to increase our hard disk, we need to power up the server, then we need to buy a hard disk, then connect it, then turn on the server. So it will slow to scale, and also we need to maintenance required. We need to maintain the server. So this is the problem of traditional servers before cloud. So when you're using cloud, these things we need to face. So next topic is cloud computing concepts. So in the market now, the most three providers are AWS, Amazon Web Server, Microsoft Azure, and Google GCP. And AWS is the most oldest cloud provider, and they have lots of service compared to other. That's why I plan to teach you AWS first. Then we'll discuss Azure and GCP in a different playlist. So AWS is the most of the company are using AWS. So provider infrastructure on demand. So they provide infrastructure as demand. So what we need, AWS will provide us that type of server. So what is the advantage of these things? So pay only for what we use. So we need to pay only like 1 minute or 2 minutes. What we use, we will pay only those time. Launch server in a minute. Within a minute, we can deploy a server. Global infrastructure means like anyone can access those server from anywhere. Highly available is kind of same thing. It's highly available. Anyone can access anywhere. And auto scaling is the main main advantage of cloud. Like when our usage is going high, it will automatically scale. That means automatically deploy a new server. When our usage is going down, it will automatically downgrade that server. So server will automatically up and automatically down. That's why it's calling auto scaling. Automatically scale and automatically downgrade. So example, instead of buying 10,000 server, you can launch in AWS for just 1 cents per hour. It's not could be 1 cent. It could be like around 2 cents or something if you use EC2. So like you can see, like if we want to use our server physically in data center, we need to pay around 10,000 USD, and instead of using data center, we just use 1 cent when you're using AWS just, and it's a per hour basis. So our third topic is key characteristics of cloud. So these are the 5 more characteristics which we already discussed. These things are most of the time asking interviewer. So first of all, the on-demand self-service creates server anytime. So we can create server anytime. Just we request to the AWS or any cloud provider. Broad network access from anywhere. So anywhere we can access the server. Resource pooling. Cloud provider shared infrastructure. So when you're using EC2, like if it's a server, we can also use another service in that cloud provider also. rapidly elastic scale up and scale down, which is I discussed auto scaling. We can easily right away we can scale our server and we can downgrade our server. And another most interesting thing is pay as you go. So what we use, we will only pay that time bill. Like if I use only 1 minute, I will pay only 1 minute bill to that cloud provider. So now we'll see a hands-on demo how to create a EC2 in AWS. So what step I follow, I put everything is there. So first step, we need to go to the AWS console, then we need to go to EC2 dashboard, then we can click launch template, then we need to put any name of the server, then you choose any iOS or Amazon machine image. In traditional, we are using like ISO, software operating system. So in AWS, it's called Amazon machine image. We'll choose any operating system. In my demo, I'll choose Amazon Linux. Then you can choose any instance types. Traditionally called what type of server is T2 micro. It's included in free tier, so you don't need to pay anything for that server. And step 5, we'll create a key pair and make sure we after create with the download that key pair. We need to log in by this key pair. Then we need to create a security group. We need to enable SSH and HTTP. If we also browse these things, then we need to enable the AT, but we need to must enable SSH because we need to log into that server. Then we will launch that server within 30 seconds. Then we can connect the server. We need to type SSH. Then we need to make sure where we put the key pair name, and that's why they put -i. Then the key pair name or the exact location of the key pair. Then username of the server. By default, EC2 dash user is using when you are using Amazon operating system. Then our private IP. Then you can put some like command to make sure the server is working. So now let's go to the AWS console. So this is just AWS console. Here we showing recently using our services. Then here is showing how many users. So when you are showing you the next class, how to create a account, how to add 2FA or MFA, and how to add budget. In the next class, I will elaborate everything in details. So for that class, we just show how to create a simple EC2 or how to create a simple server. So for that, you just need to go to the EC2 console. Refresh this one. This page is going hang. So we need to go just EC2. Then you don't need to go instance. Then it was used before, so it's showing the terminated. So we need to launch instance. Click launch instance. So just put day 2. Then we need to choose any operating system. So by default is selected Amazon Linux. So there is lots of other things like macOS, Ubuntu, Windows. We can choose anything from here also. There is lots of option here. Browse more AMI, or there is pre-selected here some here also. So these are free trial eligible free. So we are using those things which are free trial eligible, that will don't make any cost for us. So we are using this one, Amazon Linux 2023 kernel 6.18 AMI. Then instance type. So instance type is, I already told you what type of server we are using. So if you can also choose components from here, or we can choose from here. So if you click that one, you can see T2 Nano is like one CPU and 0.5. This is including free tier, and this one also included, but it has 1 GB memory, so we are taking this one. Then you need to choose any key pair, or if you don't have any key pair, we just create a key pair. If you click that key pair, you can create a key pair. So we already have a key pair, so just we can choose that one. So in the next class, I will elaborate everything in details. In the network section, we'll firewall section is here. So you need to allow SSH, and if you want to browse that one, you need to allow HTTP or HTTPS. In my case, we just already created like security group before. So we just select existing security group, then like allow all IP. I get that one. Then we need to select a storage, how many storage we need. By default is giving 8 GB. For my demo, 8 GB is enough. And AWS offering 30 GB free for every month. So I will just keeping 8 GB. So that's all for our demo. So in the right side, you can see here is 1. So if you want 2 server, 3 server, or 33 server, you can just put that amount and just launch that instance. It will right away give you those servers. So you can see how easy we can create multiple servers. So in my case, I just put 1. So launch instance, click, and you can see within seconds it's showing success. That means green. So you just click the view all instance. You can see it's showing it's in pending. So when it's ready, it's showing running. Give me the refresh. It will take around 30 to 40 seconds. So in the meantime, go to the control panel and put the command. So you need to click that instance, then it will show the details of that instance. We need to log in. We need the private IP, public IP of this server, because we are outside of the internet. So we need to we need public IP to log in that server, because we are in different network. So for login, we need to type SSH-I. We need to make sure where is our key pair. So I have key pair in my key pair location, and the key pair name is this. So EC2-user is the default user of that image. So you need to click this one to copy the address. So now if you refresh this, you can see that should be running. You can see that's running. So you can see within a minute is up. So now we need to type yes. Boom, you can see we can insert the server. Now if we type host name, you can see uptime. You can see is just 1 minute. TF minus H. You can see the hard disk structure. So you can see within a minute we can deploy a server. Just some few click. So now go to back to our documentation. So what command I use, I put it also here. Now I'll discuss what is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. There are 3 cloud service models we have. So IaaS is an infrastructure as a service. So definition: provider give virtual machine, storage, and network, and we need to manage operating system, application, security, runtime. Those things we need to manage. Example: AWS EC2, Amazon EBS, DigitalOcean. So provider will give me the virtual machine, storage, and network, and rest of the thing we need to manage. It's included operating system, what application we need to deploy, and the security and runtime we need to make sure. So next is PaaS, platform as a service. So provider will provide the infrastructure, operating system, and runtime. These things will provider ensure, and we need to just deploy the code. So example, AWS Beanstalk, Heroku, and Google App Engine. So AWS Beanstalk is just the ready server. We just need to deploy our application or code, and we can access that code. Example, the demo: deploy application without managed server. Then SaaS, software as a service. User access ready mode software via browser. So everything will be ready. User just browse that application from browser. No infrastructure we need to manage. Example: Google Workspace, Salesforce, Dropbox, and example is Gmail Docs, and Zoom. Now let me these 3 service in a table. So here's a future: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So infrastructure, cloud provider, cloud provider, cloud provider. So all these 3 services are provided by cloud. So operating system you need to manage, and PaaS need to manage provider, and SaaS need to manage provider also. Runtime in IaaS we need to manage this thing, runtime, and for PaaS and SaaS, provider need to manage those things. In application, we need to put, then PaaS also we need to put our application. In SaaS, provider will get the application. Example, I put EC2, the PaaS is Elastic Beanstalk, and SaaS is Gmail. So SaaS, we can see is just a software we use from browser. Okay, now we'll discuss what is public cloud, what is private cloud, and what is hybrid cloud. In the name, we can understand public cloud means anyone can use. Private means is private, only the company or organization use that cloud only. And hybrid is a mix up of private and public both cloud. So here I put a definition: public cloud, infrastructure shared by many companies. So it could be AWS, it could be Amazon or Google. So if you use public cloud, anyone can access those things globally. So advantage is cheap, highly scalable, and no maintenance, because a cloud provider manages those things. So we don't need to any maintenance purpose, and it's also highly available. So private cloud dedicated to one organization. So organization manage and do this private cloud by own. Example, bank running cloud in their own data center. So normally bank are using private cloud because their data is so sensitive. So that's why they are focused on security purpose issue. So that's why they are using private cloud. So technology we need to use to deploy private cloud: OpenStack and VMware, vSphere. So advantage, highly security and full control, because it's their own cloud. That's why it's highly security available and they have full control. Disadvantage, they need to deploy everything, so it's expensive. So they need a harder thing, so it's expensive. Now it's hybrid cloud, combination of public and private cloud. Example, bank data can provide cloud in a website in AWS. So bank data in private and website is in AWS. So this combination could be hybrid cloud. Example technology is same: VMware for private and AWS Outpost for website purpose. Advantage, flexibility, security, and cost optimization, because we are using AWS public cloud and private cloud combination. That's why here is cost optimization added. Now we'll discuss the real world example who are using public cloud. Netflix are normally using AWS, runs on Netflix using AWS web service. Millions of users watch movies without owning server. So when there any vacation is happening, at that time most of the users are watching movie. So that time they have hundreds of users or million of users increase, and this server will automatically increase. So that's why Netflix are one of the earliest user who are using AWS. So now we're discussing AWS DevOps perspectives. So why cloud is important for DevOps? Infrastructure automation. So when DevOps engineer need any server, they deploy the instruction, deploy the server, just deploy some code. So infrastructure automation. So it will very helpful to DevOps engineers who know any cloud like AWS, GCP, or Azure. They can deploy that thing automatically. And CI/CD pipeline also, this cloud is giving so helpful. When any testing or any deploying need to happen, DevOps engineer just deploy any code, and by this code the deployment is happening in the cloud, and they do some CI/CD testing and add those things in the CI/CD. So that is another advantage. And Kubernetes cluster, DevOps engineer use EKS. So EKS is the service of the AWS. So when we are using Kubernetes cluster in AWS, we are using EKS. So it's totally managed by AWS. We don't need to manage anything. We just use that service. We'll see this thing in the later class. So you can see how easily we can use EKS in AWS. Also, monitoring is very important. So we can monitor easily in the AWS CloudWatch. And scalability, we already discussed thing how easily we can scale our service in cloud. So after doing these things, there are few tools we need to know to become a DevOps engineer. So we need to know Terraform. So Terraform is an infrastructure as a code. We deploy infrastructure in cloud like AWS by putting some code. Only we write some code and we can deploy the infrastructure in the cloud. And we need to know Kubernetes, Docker, and Jenkins. So after knowing these things, anyone could be a good DevOps engineer. So for DevOps engineer, we must need to know any kind of cloud. It could be AWS or GCP or Azure. And AWS is the most powerful and most like companies are using AWS. That's why we are preferred to teach you AWS. So that's all for today's class. If you found this video is helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel. In the next video, we'll discuss how to create an AWS account and how to add MFA or 2FA to protect your account. And we also will discuss in hands-on how to create a budget to monitor our users. And we also see availability zone, region, and what things are covered in free tier in AWS account. So we can easily use those things in free in our 1 year provision. So those are entry-level things. We'll discuss our next class. So up to that class, best of luck. Bye.